Hey, all you beautiful peoples! I'm Animanga Glendora, and welcome to a brand new series called What Will I Be Watching? This is going to be a series where I am going to discuss the upcoming seasonal animes and which ones I will personally be watching. I will talk about each one and why they caught my attention. Now, do keep in mind that these are subject to change. These are subject to change because I will sometimes watch an anime that, if I see a lot of people talking about it and saying that it's really good, and it wasn't on my list of ones to watch, I may end up watching it. And if that's the case, then I will mention that in the next episode after that. I will mention it in the next episode after that I wound up watching that and whether or not I liked it. So with that said, the first several episodes of this series is going to be less of what will I be watching and more of what I watched. Because I want to cover this entire decade. I want to cover this entire decade, the entirety of the 2020s. But I'm going to start in the fall of 2019. That's the one I'm going to start. That's the one I'm going to start in. The fall of 2019 seasonal animes is where I will start. And then after that we'll move on to the 2020s and so on and so forth till we get to present day. So the first official member of What Will I Be Watching won't be until the summer lineup of 2025. But anyway, with that said, I have eight animes that I watched during the fall of 2019. And I'm using my anime list to keep track of all the animes. So you can go there and look up the lineup of 2019 fall 2019 animes if you want to see which ones I watched, and see which ones I wound up skipping. So first off, let's get the returning animes out of the way. My Hero Academia Season 4, I watched that, which for a long time that was my favorite season of My Hero Academia. Like the Eri arc was like my favorite arc in the it was like my favorite arc in the show for a while. This season 7 though, with the final war, actually the War of UA happening, like that's amazing. Like every episode of that season was just absolutely incredible. But this was my favorite season for quite a while. So I watched that. That started in the fall of 2019. The third season of Seven Deadly Sins started in the fall of 2019, and I watched that. And that's the season where, things started to go to shit. I watched the fourth season of Food Wars, and I watched the fourth and final season of Sword Art Online. So, and to be honest, Season 4 Food Wars, I don't remember much of. I remember the early episodes of Food Wars pretty well, but as the series goes on, I remember less and less about the series as it continued. I liked the first, 2 seasons, and I think I liked Season 3. Yeah, Season 3 introduced a lot of really cool characters that I enjoyed. Yeah, I liked Season 3. Season 4, I'm struggling to remember, exactly what happened in the 4th season. I know that I hated the ending of season 5, the final season. I know I hated that. But I'm struggling to remember what happened in the 4th season, to be honest. So yeah, not great. But I will for these episodes where it's ones that I've already seen, I will say whether I do or don't recommend them. My Hero Academia Season 4, recommend. 7 Deadly Sins Season 3, I mean, at the end of the day, the story is good. You just have to sit through garbage animation. You have to sit through absolute garbage animation, but the story itself is good and the characters are enjoyable. If you can sit through the horrible animation, if you can make it through the horrible animation, then I think you'll have a good time. I really do. I really do think you'll have a good time if you're able to get through the terrible animation. So, cautiously recommend, I guess. Food Wars Season 4, again, I would cautiously recommend it. Because I can't quite remember. Like, Season 4 was very forgettable to me. I don't remember much of what happened in it, so... and then Sword Art Online, the final season. I would say cautiously recommend that one too. I would say cautiously recommend on pretty much every single season of Sword Art Online, other than the 2nd season. I feel like the 2nd season was by far the best, because that's the season that had Gun Gale Online and Mother's Rosary. Like, those were the 2 seasons those are the 2 arcs in that season, and those were both fantastic. Like, I personally feel like that was Sword Art Online at its best. But yeah, I would say cautiously recommend that one. But I also watched 4 brand new animes that do not have at the time did not have any more seasons. They were brand new. First was The Overpowered Hero is Overly Cautious. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, Ascendance of a Bookworm, and Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? Well, so starting with that last one, I don't remember it. I really don't. I remember I watched it, and I don't remember any of the characters. And I don't remember what the story was. Like, I tried. I really did. I thought about it for like a good 30 minutes. And I even watched the opening again. I went on YouTube, watched the opening, looked up a couple clips. I don't remember this stuff. It's just so freaking boring. I did not care for any of the clips that I saw. And I'm like, did I watch this? But it's on my list of animes that I completed. And every time I finish an anime, I always immediately, the first thing I do after I finish watching the final episode is I go to my anime list and I add it to the list of animes I've completed. So it's what I've always done. And so I just don't remember this. It's just so forgettable. So I must have not had a great experience with it. So I would say probably not recommend. Because if it was good, I probably would remember it. The Overpowered Hero is Overly Cautious. That one started off really good. It really did. It started off amazing and it was really funny. And then the last 3 episodes came around and it suddenly went overly dark and overly depressing. And then I went online to look up, like, okay, please tell me that the rest of the series isn't nearly as dark, that it goes back to being funny after that. No, the rest of the series, the rest of the series is, just as dark, and just gets darker, and even more messed up than the last 3 episodes were, and like I don't even remember a whole lot of what made it so dark. The one thing I do remember that made me think, oh, this is really messed up. I don't want to watch this. The one thing I remember is something having to do with, like, this isn't the first time he's been summoned as a hero. He's been summoned as a hero once before, and he no longer has memories of that time. But when he finds out what happened the first time, he finds out that he fell in love with this princess who was always by his side, got her pregnant. Then when it comes time to defeat the demon lord, he loses. His limbs are broken, and he's forced to watch as the demon lord digs his unborn child out of her belly, eats it, and then eats the girl he loves. Yeah. It's so messed up. That is the one dark thing I remember from the series, and it is the reason why I cannot recommend this. That is so messed up. Speaking as someone who wants a wife and a kid, that is my dream. That is my dream right there. I want a wife and a kid. That's my ultimate goal. It's like, people like to talk about their dream jobs or dream vacations. I would be satisfied with just having a wife and kid. It's like, I don't need to go on. I don't need to travel the world. I don't need to have, like, some insanely amazing job that nets me millions of dollars a year. I don't need that. I would be satisfied just by having a wife and kid. That's it. That's all I want. And to see he had a wife and kid, and they were literally killed and eaten right before his eyes, like, that is so messed up, and I can't handle it. So, no, I know some people like things to go overly dark. I know some people who like things to go overly dark. I know that there are some people who would not be super bothered by this, but I'm not one of them. I just can't get over how messed up it is and how much I just don't like that whole twist. So, next is Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. And I'm gonna be honest. I did not watch the first season when it came out. It wasn't until season 2 came out and I saw a clip for it that I went back and watched season 1. I slept on season 1, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I had watched it when it first came out. So I'm keeping it in this list because I did go back and watch it, but I want to make sure, like, it's very clear I did not watch it at first. I slept on that, and I shouldn't have, because it's amazing. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun is a fantastic series. There's 3 seasons so far, with the 4th season set to release next year, I believe, in 2026. So, but yeah, it's a fantastic story with fantastic characters. Amari is best girl. She is best suited for Iruma-kun, by far. But yeah, so And then lastly is Ascendance of a Bookworm. I've already talked about Mine. I've already talked about Mine and how she's like one of the best one of my favorite characters in anime, and what an amazing story Ascendance of a Bookworm is. I've talked about Ascendance of a Bookworm a few times on my channel already, but it's just such a good series. Like, I fell in love with the series in the first episode when I watched it. Like, it immediately hooked me. Like, normally I will give an anime the first 3 to 5 episodes. I'll watch the first 3 to 5 episodes of an anime to give it a fair shot. And if it hasn't hooked me by then I usually just quit. I usually just stop watching it. And you know, if that ends up happening in the future, where I say I'm gonna watch an anime, but then it doesn't end up hooking me, and I end up deciding, I'm not gonna finish this, I will mention that in the next episode afterwards. So, but this one hooked me in the first episode. It automatically hooked me in the first episode. It's a wonderful story. There's 3 seasons so far, with a 4th season now confirmed, which is just so exciting. I'm super happy about that. But yeah, I really love the series. I really love the main character. I love the world. I love the world building. I love the characters. It's all fantastic. Definitely like one of my top 5 favorite isekais right there. So, anyway, that's it. That's everything. It's just those 8. And let me just. Okay. There is one other anime that that has been on my radar. There's one other anime that has been on my radar that everyone keeps telling me is amazing, but there's a reason why I haven't watched it. Beastars. Beastars. It's on my radar, and I intend to watch it eventually, but I have a deal with Queen Haiku. She really wants me to watch this. She really wants me to watch Beastars, and there's a series that I really want her to watch. And so we basically made a deal where she'll watch the series that I want her to watch, and I'll watch Beastars. But she has to actually start watching the series. And here's the thing with Queen Haiku. It's not enough that she has to start watching the series that I recommend. She has to get through it, because what she does oftentimes is she will watch the first episode of something. Ooh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Ah! Okay. Here we go. She will watch the first episode of something. She'll like it, and then she'll watch like half of the second episode, and then stop, and not go back to it for like 6 months. It takes ages for her to finish a single season of an anime. So, the only one, let's see, the last time she watched an anime that she actually watched all the way through, to my knowledge, like based on what she's told me, so to my knowledge, the last time it was I'm in love with the villainess, and that was sometime last year. I want to say that was like spring of last year. So it's been like a full year since she's actually finished watching an anime season. It takes her so long to finish a single anime season. So once she's actually done with the show I want her to watch, then I will sit down and I will binge watch the entirety of Beastars. That's the deal that we have. So eventually, I'll watch it whenever she gets around to watching the show. I recommend it to her, because we got that deal going. So So eventually, that's going to be added to the list. But as of right now, it's not. Anyway, so think that's it. There's no continuing anime, I believe. Let me just double check. No. I had dropped Boruto at that point, so no. I watched, I can't even remember how many episodes I watched. I want to say that I watched the first 70 or 80 episodes of Boruto before I dropped it. Because the manga is just a million times better. Okay, any OVAs here that I watched? No. Nope. Oh, there was, Reincarnated as a Slime OVAs. There were Reincarnated as a Slime OVAs that I watched. And I think that's it. Oh, no, there was, the My Hero Academia second movie. The second movie, Heroes Rising. I watched that. And I watched both of the specials for Arifreta that took place between seasons 1 and 2. And that's it. That's everything. Alright. So, that was fall 2019. That's what I watched in fall 2019. So, that's going to do it for this episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.